We are definitely at the end of the month now. Yeah, yeah, completely at the end of the month. I'm not sure where June exactly went, but it is definitely the end of June now. We have today and tomorrow, and that is it for all of June. Pretty crazy, right? I mean, we're right into summer. We're still coming out of sort of coming out of a lockdown still, and it's just it's been a crazy first half of 2020, and I don't know if the rest of the don't know how the rest of the year is going to pan out at this point. So it's been pretty nuts, super nuts, to really say the least. We're not going to have all the fun, funky little graphics like we have been having in some mornings. Chrome wasn't wanting to cooperate this morning on my Mac. Everything else was cooperating again, but we went back to the Windows laptop, and it just means we can't get the graphics just because it's kind of low powered, and it's just not going to pick it up, unfortunately. But that's all right. Had a pretty good weekend. I seriously have no idea where my Sundays go. I kind of woke up, and then all of a sudden it was nighttime, and it's like, oh, it's time for bed. So I'm really not too sure exactly what's happened there as to why my Sundays seem to go to the dogs pretty much, or the birds, or whatever animal you want to throw them off to. I seriously have no clue as to why my Sundays are like that. They just aren't. They have been for quite a while. It's probably just because it's a day that I try to get all the normal adult things that I need to get done, like laundry and groceries, which I didn't complete all the laundry. You can still see it here in the basket. I just basically have to just fold it. That's all I need to do with it. And then I didn't get the grocery shopping done like I wanted to get done, which is, oh well. I'll do it later today. No big deal. I have to go downtown today anyway, so it's nothing too major there. It's just it is what it is. Bonuses though, we should be able to get outside and really do something today because it looks like it's going to be a gorgeous sunny day, which is going to be quite fantastic. I haven't had a good sunny day in a few days anyway. And this one looks like it's going to be gorgeous out. Already blue skies, no clouds, and it's looking great. So if you are just joining us on this on the series, this episode and tomorrow's episode will be the last one for a little while as we look at revamping the show. We are going to bring in some more stuff for you, and we will have some fun and get some more. It'll be a little bit more entertaining, a little bit more value adding. At least that's the hope anyhow. That's what we're looking at doing. We're going to try and have some things where or maybe just on this side where you get to have some things that you learn over here, or maybe we just cut to something different that will allow us to show different concepts and possible some strategies and discuss a few other little things there as well, which will be a lot of fun. And yeah, it's gonna be good. I think we're gonna try and look at starting that next week. Yeah, I think we're gonna try and look at starting that next week. Taking some time and just figuring out different things. In there, that become part of you, fantastic. I actually even hung out with my neighbor the other day, and we just kind of hung out in the backyard and had a beer and just talked, which has been something that we haven't been able to do a whole lot, just due to scheduling for one, and two, just from being locked down, not being really allowed to talk to people. Sitting outside during most of that time was winter anyway, so we really just didn't want to sit outside on a deck, which was totally fine. But yeah, we managed to get out and hang out for a little bit and sit and have a beer out on his deck, which is really nice. It's got a pretty sweet deck, and he's got a pretty sweet setup in his backyard with a little bar and everything. Thank you for the follow, Lucas Rose 101 on Twitch. Really appreciate it. And then got out for some walks with the dog, as you can see there. Hey, Harley. Oh, there we go. Okay, my big old pooch. Aren't you? I see you're shedding really badly again all of a sudden. So fluffy, so hairy. She's such a goofball. Yeah, we went out for a couple good walks over the weekend as well. Went out for a really good one yesterday with the youngest there, who went around and stomped in all the mud puddles again, which he absolutely enjoys doing. So it was these ones weren't too big or too deep, so he didn't get. If you've seen it on my Instagram account, it wasn't too big or too deep for his for for his boots to get filled up with water. Man, those boots were so full of water a couple weekends ago. Oh, it was so funny. I could hear him sloshing around as he was walking, and then we got home. I was trying to pull the boots off, and so like, which was pretty hilarious. Bodu Hawk, how's it going? I see you waving down there. Oh, thank you. She is quite beautiful. She's about 7 years old now, and is an absolute joy to have. She's my mountain biking buddy. When I don't have anyone to go riding with, or even when I do, she comes. Don't you? Hey, yeah, you like going for bike rides? What kind of dog do you happen to have? Yeah, she is about 7 now. Loves going on big long walks around the neighborhood. Likes to go hiking. Likes to get out and go biking. So two of her favorite things are going for mountain bike rides and going swimming. She loves to go swimming. She'll do it. She would probably do the swimming all day long when we go down to the dog side of the beach, and I'll just throw sticks for her the entire time. She just won't stop. I try to get her to stop, and she just won't. She'll just keep sort of half-ass bringing the sticks back up to me, and then she'll just keep getting. Please stop. Pause. We don't need pause. I'm paying attention. No pause. Oh, those are cool. Nice. I'm not sure a blue tick beagle, but they sound pretty nice. If they're anything like any other beagles, that's pretty sweet. I've just never heard of them called blue tick beagles, but I'll have to quickly Google that because I've never. They sound cool. Or at least interesting anyway. Oh, okay. I see where you're going there. Those are nice. Lovely dogs. But yeah, be at the beach for a couple, 2-3 hours, and all we'll do is we'll throw sticks into the lake, and Harley will half-ass bring them back to me. And quite often she'll usually just drop them right at the shoreline, just in the water a little bit, so I have to wade in a little ways to get them, or she'll bring them all, wander off and drop them in some random place, so I have to try and go and find them. Yeah, I could see that for sure. I think my cat's pretty sweet until she leaves me presents in the hallway. I'm sure your presents are the fact that I was gonna say the fact that they love to hunt. My cat just throws up in my hallway, but that's actually a lot probably better that they're doing what they're supposed to do, which is hunting and bringing you back gifts that way. I think that's much better of an idea than hairballs in the hallway. Harley loves to pull. She's actually a golden retriever ridgeback, so everyone thinks she's just like this really big, like overweight golden retriever, but she's actually quite solid. You take her down to the lake and let her swim around, and then you see that there isn't really a whole lot to her. Most of it is fluff, but she is pretty rock solid underneath all that fluff. A lot of it's due to the ridgeback. So she's got part Rhodesian ridgeback in her, so she's all fluffy like a regular golden retriever. A big ridge down her spine from the Rhodesian ridgeback, and then underneath all of this is pretty much all the Rhodesian Ridgeback, and she likes to pull. Like if I don't have a proper harness or leash on her, I can't actually. I have a harness for it because I was hoping that would help alleviate some of the pulling, but basically just gives her more leverage to be able to pull. So I have a halter that kind of goes around her nose and then around behind her head, and then leads holds on down below. So when she is pulling, I can kind of pull her back. Oh, she steals the show everywhere she goes. Don't worry, I'm used to it. Totally used to it. She is a show stealer. Isn't that right? Everywhere we go. Yeah, biking, beach, walk around. If we decide to go for a walk downtown, yep, she takes the show. Everyone loves her. Walking the kids up to the school, all the kids just would swarm her and pet her and play with her and want to run around with her. And she totally cool with it. She just loves it. So I don't mind if she steals the show. That's what dogs do. They pretty much all steal the show. Isn't that right? Show stealer. No, I don't want your paw though. I don't want your paws. I don't want your paws. No, I don't want your paws. No, no paws. No paws this morning. You're getting love and attention. Or are you trying to tell me you need something? Nope. No paw. No. No, nope. You're being good. No paws. We don't need paws. Your paws kind of hurt. Yeah, and I don't mind her when she joins the show because she is super sweet and a lot of fun. And usually, quite often, you'll see her walking around in the background anyway. So might as well light the background up and have some fun with her. She is a sweet dog, though. I love her to death. So the story behind her is I don't want your paw. I don't want your paw. Don't. Is 7 years ago, I had to give up my other dog, and a friend found Harley for my family on one of the buy and sells, and she was listed as being free. So we went and checked her out, and I was like, "Oh my God, she's so lovely. Let's take her." So kind of part of the story there is she actually ended up being a bit from the people that we did have her from. Yeah. I started by all the women. That's a yeah. Get the right dog, and they definitely the right people to you. So anyway, the reason I ended up getting years ago was I ended up having to give up my previous dog, which was he was super awesome. He was a German Chow Chow. I called him my purebred hybrid, and he was my rotten German Chow. And he, if you go into way back, you'll be able to find him, talking with him and doing all the stuff with him because he was just such a good, fun dog. But he was starting to get there in age. We're trying to do things with him. He was getting a little growly and kind of snippy just because he was getting. So I ended up getting Harley after I ended up having to give him up because he didn't like the paper lady and the only person that he just didn't like. And the only incident we ever had with which was really, really too bad. But we ended up getting Harley a few days later, a week later, or whatever it was. And I have videos somewhere or pictures anyhow of the kids literally sitting at a coffee table and using her as a bench. So she'd be laying against the hideous couch back. And then the kids would literally use her as like a sitting bench to sit there and eat their breakfast in the morning. And then it was my youngest would sit on her and just kind of do this on her, but he was, I mean, he was super light. He had to have been like 10 pounds, maybe at the most. And she was already getting to be a pretty sizable. So it was just such a funny sight. And she loves the kids. When she first came around, I had to get my oldest kind of a big jacket from the thrift store so they could play in roughhouse in the living room, because they would play in roughhouse and he'd get scratches and bite marks all over his arms and part of his chest, because they played so hard and so rough that that he ended up getting had little nip marks and teeth marks from just the teeth dragging across his arms. So I got him this jean jacket to help protect him a little bit so he could just wear it up. Goofball. And so I got him this jean jacket, and the sleeves were a little bit too long, so we'd roll the sleeves up, and then Harley would grab onto them and just end up pulling the sleeves out, and then have the sleeves super long. So so the dog, like Harley, would just drag him around the living room by these sleeves on this jean jacket. Were just bloody hilarious. It was so funny. It was such a funny sight, and they still roughhouse to this day. It's oh yeah. So yeah, we had the paper lady come to the house, and he would just go nuts. He just, whatever it was about the paper lady, he just didn't like her. So she would come into the yard, and he would just go ballistic from the backyard and just bark and bark and bark and bark. But if somebody came to read like the hydrometer, or if somebody came to check the TELUS boxes, or like the phone boxes or anything like that, or anyone who had to come to the door to do anything or come up to any of the services, yeah, he didn't care. He just let them be. But the paper person, man, he just did not like what it was. So after he actually, he never mauled her. He just like would bite her and then leave her, because he did what he needed to do. So the first time was in the yard. Then the second time, unfortunately, the reason I ended up giving him up was because he actually ended up leaving the yard to go get her and went across the street. And I was going to fight tooth and nail for him if he had bitten her in the yard after we told her not to come around anymore. But unfortunately, he ended up leaving the yard. Yeah, it's definitely something to do with the chow chow part of it, and probably some of the. I mean, he was a mix of breeds that are a little bit more protective, like the Rottweiler, the German Shepherd, the Chow Chow. Super smart dog too. Like he, my ex-wife at the time was here. I mean, we were married back then, and I guess he actually, would you say, did he climb the gate? No, he. So she's trying to bring him inside, and he broke free. Oh, don't worry about it. I got what you were saying there. I understood. We're all good. Yeah, no, we're all good there. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, Harley is I mean, her she literally barks at everybody. Doesn't matter if they're in the yard, walking by the yard, breathing in the general vicinity of the neighborhood. She will bark at them. She is really loud, at like a really loud barker. So I don't think we have much in the way of a worry of anyone coming and trying to break into our house, just because she is so big and so loud. But she's super friendly. Like the when we get pizza delivered, the pizza guys just kind of laugh at her because she's like barking and barking, barking, but she's wagging her tail and kind of running around in a bit of a circle, like hopping around and barking. And they're like, "Oh my goodness, your dog is so goofy." And I'm like, "Yeah, she's just really loud. Don't worry about her." And yeah, she's just a goofball, and she gets along super well with the kids, and the kids just love her to death. So at the time, it seemed like it's probably something, it was just the perfect timing, with the unfortunate having to have my previous dog taken, and then Harley coming into our lives was actually probably the best, just because Tuco, which was my other dog, my first dog, was starting to get a little bit older and a little bit snippier with the kids, just because rough housing with them quite as much, and didn't really want to be bounced on and pulled at and poked and prodded. Whereas Harley had no problem with it. Harley honestly still has no problem with it for the most part. She will get poked and prodded and bumped and banged and roughhoused and played and run around, and she will actually take part in our Nerf wars where she'll just run around and bark at everybody. If I'm roughhousing with the kids, she won't help me fight them. She will fight me, so she's protecting them. And she is quite the good protector too. My brother had his dogs over at my mom's house with her 3 dogs, and she doesn't really like smaller dogs too much. Like, she wants to kind of be friends with them, but she doesn't really want to be near them, which is kind of hard to describe. But my brother's dog, his black lab, a little bit older, did something to my youngest son, who's, if you're not familiar, is autistic. And we're not sure what exactly completely happened. I think she just got a little too rambunctious around him. And Harley is definitely a protector. Harley jumped in and kind of started protecting him from her because she which was fantastic because that's kind of what she does, and it's something that we gotta feel have an eye on, just because of the ridgeback part of her. If she starts getting to be too guardedly protective, because the same thing could unfortunately happen, where she could get a little more too guarding and want to kind of lash out a little bit. Yeah, her bark is worse than her bite, I'm sure. Like, she's so loud, but yeah, she's just the friendliest dog on the planet. Like, other dogs want to. We have one dog in the neighborhood that I'm pretty sure last time she was free wanted to come to kind of play, but the dog, I don't know if it was too sure, but Harley was like, "Ooh, let's play." And the other dog kind of started barking at Steve. And I was like, "Okay, well, you know what? I don't think this dog wants to play." And they're about the same size, so I was like, "Let's just keep going." And then the owner came up and was trying to get her get their dog back inside. So it was, yeah, wasn't too sure exactly how it was going to pan out. Harley likes playing with some dogs that are a bit bigger than her too. There's one that comes around that's a big Malamute, and it's pretty funny. 5 is quite a bit bigger than her, and they play quite well. Like, Harley tries to bounce around and tries to take on 5, but 5 is definitely quite a bit bigger and stronger, and he knocks her down quite a bit. All right, Boduk Hawk. I hope you have a great one too. We'll see you around. I'm actually just about wrapping up anyhow. It's great meeting you as well. Have fun with whatever you're doing today. Hopefully we'll get the photos of your dogs at some point. That would be pretty sweet. Anyway, have a good one. We'll see you in the next one, hopefully. Yeah. But anyway, like I said, yeah, so Harley and 5 play quite a bit when we do bump into each other, so that was always quite a bit of fun. And yeah, and 5 likes to try and knock Harley down, which is pretty tough to do. Harley's pretty solid dog and will hold her own, but she does like to get out and play, which is pretty sweet. And yeah, that's, I guess, my episode of my dog. Maybe tomorrow we'll do the cat. Come around. I think she's still sleeping in my bed, or a bed. I'm pretty sure she's on my bed because my room right now is pretty cool, and the kids aren't in my room, so she's pretty safe and happy there. I'm not going to go and disturb her. She can just stay there and disturb her. Happy sleeping where she is. Ooh. All right. Anywho, I've been going here for 24 minutes now. I know it's not very long according to like streaming, but when you are a single dad and have things to get done in the mornings, it is time. I'm gonna try to figure out as well, but we'll see. We'll try to figure out some other fun, cool things. That's episode 40 for Morning Coffee with Rob. I know I didn't really drink it, but it is here. Just let it cool down in my Batman mug. So until tomorrow morning, we will see you all later. I hope you have a great day, great morning, great afternoon or evening, wherever you happen to be. And I hope you're staying safe and healthy. All right. Have a good one, everyone. We'll talk to you later. See you tomorrow morning.